Hi, I'm Robert Pearson, Superintendent of Schools in Garden City. I'd like to take a few minutes to speak with you about an important committee that was formed by the Board of Education recently. It's called the Legislative Affairs Committee, and it has several very, very important functions. One of its functions is to alert the board and talk with the board about legislation and governmental activity either in Albany or in Washington that may affect the conduct of things here in the school district. There's lots of stuff going on in governmental centers that are important for the way we run Garden City schools. And every day, it's important for us to be aware of the changes that are going on. A second piece of that is to provide the board with information about how the financing of the school district is affected by some of the things that happen in Albany and Washington. As you know, state aid and federal aid, although small pieces of our school district budget, are very important chunks of additional assistance that come to us for running the schools. And the Legislative Affairs Committee can help us understand what state aid is coming to us, what federal aid is coming to us, what grants are available, and what other forms of assistance are available as well. Another charge is to reach out to our local legislators and let them know what Garden City's interests are. There is a tendency for the hot spots to get the attention, and because things generally go well in Garden City, we often don't get the attention that we feel we need from our legislators. The Legislative Affairs Committee is going to literally be knocking on doors to make sure that our interests are represented when our legislators go back either to Albany or Washington. And a final piece of that is to work with other school districts and other legislative affairs committees and other places around Long Island to see if we can develop a unified front. Why is the Legislative Affairs Committee so important? Well, the A in Legislative Affairs Committee stands for affairs, obviously, but it could also stand for advocacy. So much of what goes on in education is now determined outside the borders of Garden City, whether it's in terms of budget, curriculum, testing, technology, or additional resources. It's important to make sure that our district's interests are represented and that we have a chance to define our own future. The Legislative Affairs Committee is going to be a strong advocate for the Board of Education and for our community to make sure that our interests are represented adequately and that people hear what we want and need. I urge you to stay tuned to learn more about the activities of the Legislative Affairs Committee in the coming months, either through looking at our website, through e-blasts and emails, through Twitter, and through our e-newsletters and our regular newsletters, because we are going to be taking an active role in talking with our legislators, making our interests known in Washington and in Albany, and in keeping the community apprised of developments that could very much affect the course of education here in Garden City. Thank you for your attention. You'll be hearing from the committee soon.